the men's 1,500 meters. Reggie Williams of UC Berkeley is a scratch in this. Cushing-Murray of UCLA will be a man you'll be watching, Vic Holchak, along with Alan Foster, the talented youngster from Oregon. You see the collegiate record, Pac-10 record.
He's concerned about showing empty stands in the background.
Take a look at the people who figured to be there or thereabouts in this event. Cushing-Murray of UCLA, Alan Foster of Oregon, Schumann of Washington, Dalton of Oregon, along with Ottaway of California, Peterson, Oregon, Griffin of USC, Quade of Arizona, Crowley of Stanford.
Something like this, let him run through the frame.
Number 83 is Alan Foster, the 19-year-old best runner, they say, to come out of Oregon.
He's the finest middle distance runner in the history of Oregon interscholastic racing. He was the fastest high school runner in America last year at 1,500 meters, ran 3:47 and change, and he has taken his PR down in the last 3 weeks to 3:46 and change, 3:45, and 3:42 and change. That's Dave Ottaway. He's a 28-year-old from Great Britain. This man, by the way, has run the fastest mile ever, faster than Cy DeWita, faster than Steve Cram, rather 1,500 meters, 3:27, but it was in a special downhill race, so it'll never count anywhere. John Quade from Arizona, second last year, third in 1987, and Quade, a lot of people think, is the favorite in this race. He's an outstanding 1,500 meter mile prospect out of the state of Washington, running for Arizona. This is a great field, Tom. Any one of several 4 or 5 runners could win this, and there are 3 ducks in this race, so they could put on a lot of tactical bumping and, you know what, in this.
All right, remember that this is a 440-yard track, and you're watching the men's 1,500. And mentioned Foster, it really would be no big disgrace to finish second in a field of this caliber, would it?
Well, he's young. He just turned 19. He's not used to racing in this kind of a field. This is a very good collegiate 1,500 meter field. Christian Cushing-Murray in first right now. Dave Ottaway in second. John Quade, one of the favorites, back and forth. Foster back toward the back of the pack, and they're on a very, very slow early pace.
For the Trojans, running in this event is Ray Griffin, and the field is very, very closely bunched now, and still leading is the man from UCLA.
And already Foster, sensing the very slow pace, has moved right up on Ottaway's shoulder outside of John Quade, behind the leader Christian Cushing-Murray. Cushing-Murray had a personal record about a month ago, 3:42 and 3:42.12. He just missed the NCAA qualifying standard.
Went the first quarter, Vic, in 69.1. That's Schumann of Washington, who is running in the number 3 spot as they are on the far side of the track here at Stanford University. Again, still pacing the field is Cushing-Murray.
And this is a painfully slow pace, Tom. Very, very slow. It's going to come down to a big kick at the end if they stay at this pace.
Well, a pace like this keeps everybody in this race, and I don't know just how good that strategy is.
Well, a lot of people will say, you hear this all the time, it looks like a tactical race. It may be a tactical race for the 1 or 2 guys in the race with the best kick. It's a very dumb race for the people in this race that do not have a big kick.
That's Schumann now of Washington, who seems to have tired of the slow pace and has gone out and taken a lead and is going to force something here to take place.
And Dave Ottaway and Christian Cushing-Murray trying to go with him.
Ottaway has gone out there with him. And suddenly the pace has quickened noticeably as Schumann of Washington has moved out in front, and now the field begins to widen out just a bit. The half mile in 2:11.9. Not earth-shattering, to be sure.
And we were talking about Alan Foster. He's dead last, but he's beginning to make a big kick on the outside right now. The 19-year-old freshman going by Christian Cushing-Murray, moving into 6th place at this point.
He's not a very big miler. He kind of looks like Jim Beatty a little bit in his size.
Oh no, Foster's 6'1", 6'2". He's right behind Ray Griffin right now.
He doesn't look very big. Oh yes, I see him now. Excuse me. And now Griffin has come up to take 2nd place.
400 meters to go.
And Griffin is challenging for the lead now against Schumann of Washington as they run shoulder to shoulder. 2:54.5. 2:54 with a lap to go.
All right, now right now they'll have the wind at their backs, but when they come off the final turn and come into the final 100, they'll be running right into a very strong headwind.
It's going to be a battle right to the wire now as they make the far turn, headed for the stretch and the wire.
This is John Quade coming outside from Arizona, one of the early favorites, and Foster trying to stay with him.
Quade, though, is going to pull away and take it, and the two Oregon runners are going to finish second and third, but Quade is going to win it.
And Alan Foster up for second place. Dave Ottaway from Cal was fourth.
So Foster takes second, and Peterson, Foster takes third, and Peterson of Oregon would...
I'm sorry, Tom. You were right. Foster did take second.
And Peterson finished third for the Ducks, but Quade of Arizona was the winner. And the time, 3:50.2. So about midway through this race, or with just a little less than half to go, why the pace quickened and moved on for this 1500. You can see across the way with this closing lap as Quade is making his move on the front runner.
That's Eric Peterson from Oregon. John Quade into second place right here. And you see Foster, who we talked about earlier, in fourth place here. They come off this turn. They're bucking a very, very strong headwind.
Most of the time you would hear of wind aided. Here today you might very well use the phrase wind hampered, because this straight, the straightaway and the finish line, you're running dead into the wind, but it didn't seem to bother Quade of Arizona. 3:50.2. He's with Dwight Stones. Let's go to Dwight.
John, when they went out so slow the first lap, is that something that you were hoping you would see happen and knew it would come down to a sprint at the end?
Well, usually Pac-10 races usually go out slow, and I knew I had good finishing speed, so I was kind of counting on it.
Did you bide your time knowing that that headwind down the home stretch was going to be a tough thing to bear?
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to take it out and lead everybody through a fast pace, but I don't think the wind was that bad. The race really started going, though, with 300 to go. There was quite a bit of pushing and shoving on the far turn there, and it was anybody's race at that point.
Congratulations, nice race.
Thanks.
All right, thank you, Dwight, and our congratulations to John Quade, Arizona, the winner of the men's 1500. We'll be back with more of the Pac-10 championships right after this message.